every time I'm in the street, I hear
What is cracking like in YouTube? This is Buddy Sean. Long time no see, but yes, I have to get something off my chest. So within the next few minutes, this is going to be a pretty long video most likely. So get your popcorn, your hot dogs, and all your drinks and food that you need, and sit down and relax, because I'm about to explain to you why PC, Xbox One, and PS4, yes, I include PC in this list, is not the best gaming experience, and I'm just going to tell you why. So we all know that if you wanted to get the best console gaming experience graphically, obviously we're going to go with the PS4 because it is graphically more intense than the Xbox One because of the GDDR5 RAM, and Xbox One has a bottleneck of the DDR3 RAM and the ES RAM. And you know, this is the common consensus, but I just wanted to say that first off, I'm not a computer engineer. I don't know the most or everything about the architecture of the Xbox One and the PS4, but from my basic understanding of how these consoles work, my theory, my thesis, my estimate is that I'm just going to go on record saying that it's not because of the RAM, and it's not because the ES RAM is fucking weak or something. It's because, you know, when you play the PlayStation 4, you go to a game and you hop out to the menu, hey, you got multitasking, right? No, once you go to Netflix, you have to close out of your game, or you have to close out your other app that you went from. So if you went from Watchdogs to Netflix, you have to close out Watchdogs. You went from Netflix to Hulu Plus, you have to close out Netflix. So the multitasking is garbage, and the reason why is because PS4 is using the GDDR5 RAM for everything. Gaming, apps, everything. So they have to close out everything because it is using the RAM for that. But when you go to the Xbox One, obviously when you go to a game, you can snap up Netflix, snap up TV, and you can have your Netflix, your TV, your game, your other apps, your friends apps, your multitasking app. It has all your apps are running at the same damn time. Now, why is this? Why is the Xbox One weaker than the PS4 but have better multitasking? Well, it's because Xbox One obviously uses DDR3 RAM, but it's using that RAM to multitask. It's using that RAM for the apps. It's not using that for the game at all. It's actually running the entire game in ES RAM, and there are different developers who also come out to say that yeah, it's easy to develop for the Xbox One. It's just that they can't fit 1080p 60 frames per second in ES RAM, and you have to think, well, how much ES RAM is in this Xbox One? 32 megabytes. Just think about that. PS4 is running the same game that Xbox One is, just a slightly higher resolution with GDDR5 RAM, 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, compared to Xbox One 32 megabytes of ES RAM. Just think about that. 1 gigabyte of RAM is 1000 to 1024, depending on where you're looking at it, megabytes. So the Xbox One is doing really good to have the same graphical fidelity, the same everything, just the resolution is a little bit less. That's pretty amazing. So props to Xbox One. Imagine if they had a gigabyte of ES RAM. Like, fuck, they would be doing higher than 1080p 60 frames per second. But that's just my theory. I'm not a computer engineer. I'm not an Xbox tech at fucking Microsoft or whatever. So that's just from my basic understanding and from what I've heard from devs and other things on the internet. So since also, and they're using the same x86 AMD Jaguar CPU. They're both using the same exact CPU or APU because it's a combination of things, but yeah, they're using the same exact thing. So why are the PS4 and the Xbox One not the best gaming experience that we can get right now? Well, just imagine this real quick. You're a gaming developer and you have shown a lot of promise and people are interested in you. So you have a choice between signing with one company, one console, PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and making $1 million. Hey, that's really good. I've never made $1 million in my fucking life. Probably never will. But imagine if you're a gaming company and you had an option for every console. You can sell on PS4, PS3, Xbox One, and Xbox 360 and PC, and make $1 billion. Which one would you go for? Obviously, the $1 billion. But the thing is, if you make a game for Xbox 360 and all the other consoles and made the Xbox 360 version ugly and made the Xbox One version amazing, nobody would buy the Xbox 360 version. Everybody would sell their fucking consoles right the fuck now for this amazing game with these amazing graphics for the Xbox One version. And you might as well not even made the game for the other consoles because you would lose money. But so that is why we see that these games are being purposely made to look exactly the same on both Xbox 360 and Xbox One, PS4, PS3. This is evidence with, you know, Bungie just recently came out saying that we're cross-platform, so we had to be very delicate with all 4 consoles, making sure they have the same experiences, that it looks as good as it possibly can on all these consoles. A lot goes into this, from geometry to textures to post effects to particles to how many players you can get on the screen. We're always balancing that out to make sure everyone gets the same experience. So obviously they're going to try their very, very hardest to make it look exactly the same to on the Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS4, PS3, and this is also evident with Titanfall. We've seen this. They've gone on record saying that you will get the same exact experience on Xbox 360, quote unquote. You will get the same exact experience Xbox One as on Xbox 360, and even on PC. I mean, it doesn't look graphically that much better than the Xbox One. And if you put Xbox 360 side by side on YouTube, they look pretty much the same. I mean, the only way you can tell is if you put them side by side on your TV, and even the difference then is not even that much. It's really not even worth buying a whole nother console to play this game, or building a $1,000 PC rig to play this game, because it just graphically isn't there. It just isn't. Now obviously we're gonna say, well, still, since the PS4 or the PS3 and the Xbox One and Xbox 360 aren't the best graphic wise, PC is where it's at. PC is what you want to buy your console, or what you want to build. And I'm here to say no, that is not true. Because obviously what just recently came out is that Watchdogs, when we saw Watchdogs at 2012 being revealed, it was not, I repeat, not, we all know it was not graphically the same as what it is now on YouTube or on Xbox One or anything. It was graphically, that shit looked ballin'. That actually, I debated wanting to buy the game just to see those graphics, because I was like, holy shit, I might want to buy this game now. But nah, it's not like that, man. And it's come out that there was a mod, or a recent modder, he went into the executive files of the game and found out that there were parts of the game, features like rain effects and all the effects that are locked, that you can't even use them, you can't unlock them by default, and you have to actually download a mod that he made, or somebody made, and unlock these features so you can get the E3 builds. Even some of the features had E3 in their name, so obviously they're doing some shady shit. And Ubisoft went on record saying that, or tried to explain why they did this. They said, yeah, we tried to do this because you wouldn't get the best experience, your frame rate would drop and all this shit. Bro, if I buy a $1,000 PC, I don't, what is frame drops, nigga? I don't speak that. Like, we don't know what frame drops are. So obviously that is a bullshit excuse. And who's to say that other games aren't doing this? How they're, if you notice, most games can look better on PC from consoles, but do they really ever look like phenomenally better? I mean, resolution wise they look better, frame rate wise they may look better, but still, Skyrim looks the same on Xbox 360's PC. I got the same exact experience. Every other game, it's just they're all graphically tuned to the consoles. They build it for the consoles sometimes, most of the times, and then they build it for, and then they port it to the PC. But on Titanfall's case, they did build it for the PC and then ported it to the Xbox One and Xbox 360. But still, the graphics on Titanfall were not the best graphics you've ever seen in your life. So PC is ruled out at this point for the best gaming experience. And even with all the graphics like 1080p and all that stuff, I mean, you're not getting the exclusives that Xbox One and PS4 offer. I don't want to play fucking indies, thousands and thousands of indies on the PC, or the PS4 for that matter, but that's another story. So since we know that the PC is being tailored for the Xbox One and the PS4, graphic wise, not resolution or frame rate wise, but graphics wise they are virtually the same. Why are these consoles not being able to, why can we not differentiate the old gen consoles from the new gen? Because they're the same. I mean, there's no huge incremental graphics difference. Like when I first saw Xbox 360, I will never forget that day. I was in Walmart, I was looking up at the screen, it was a motherfucker playing fucking King Kong, and I saw the rains come down from the fucking sky and bounce off of his skin, and he was fucking shit up. That shit blew my fucking mind. And you cannot tell me when you first saw Xbox 360 you were like, you fucking lost your mind, you pissed your pants. Oh my god, those graphics are fucking amazing. When I first saw Gears of War, I was on IGN. This was before YouTube even had 480p. 480p wasn't even out yet. It was all 240p and low quality shit. So IGN was the best place to watch shit. And I saw Gears of War, and when I first saw a nigga get chainsawed in half, I panicked. Like, I literally, that was like one of the first times I panicked from a video game. Like, I closed out my browser, I hid under my computer desk, I got my fucking brown paper bag, started hyperventilating and shit. That shit scared the fuck out of me. I was like, oh my god, those graphics, oh my, did he just get chainsawed in half? I thought a real person just got chainsawed in half. I was young. But after I calmed down, I peeked one eye out from the desk and looked up and started that video up. Oh, this is fucking amazing. I made it my goal to buy that game. That game pulled me away from Halo 3. That game is the second reason why I was happy I bought the Xbox 360. So we're not getting that same effect as in Nintendo Entertainment System to Nintendo 64. You could tell the difference from a Nintendo 64 to Wii. I mean, it's a little bit different, but still, you could tell the difference from Xbox to Xbox 360. But why? If you look at the pie chart or the line chart that I have on the screen from Nvidia, you could see that the console, when the Xbox 360 came out, it had higher graphical capabilities than the high-end PCs out at that time. It was even topper than its line. And you probably don't know this, but when the Xbox 360 came out, it cost $900 to make. And how much did they sell it for? $400, $500? That is almost half how much it cost to make it. So they didn't make any, obviously we knew that they didn't make any money off of the Xbox 360. They didn't make money off of gaming sales, Xbox Live, all the DLC and all that stuff. That's what they made money off of. But as we see with the new console generation, it shows that the PS4, the highest graphics card when the PS4 came out, is 3 times as powerful as the PS4. Like, the PS4 and the Xbox One was made graphically behind the PC. That's why graphically we cannot differentiate the Xbox 360 from the Xbox One or the PS3 from the PS4. Now granted, we can't say the PS4 and the Xbox One are at the peak of their graphical potential because we know that the DX12 is coming out later, and also we know that they're just catering towards these old gen consoles and they can't optimize the best that they possibly can while trying to focus on other consoles as well and keeping them the experience the same. We know with the last E3 when they announced, or not E3, but when they announced Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and they had the trailer and shit, the graphics on that shit were pretty damn ballin'. They were definitely better than Call of Duty Ghosts, and that proves that, you know, they are going to have better graphics in the future. Just right now, we're not there. We can't do that, and we cannot say that 1080p 60 frames per second is the defining factor for graphical fidelity. Really, if you looked at the Xbox One version of Halo 2 remastered and you look at the screenshots they got for Sergeant Johnson, that is what this fucking generation should have looked like if they made it so that the Xbox One costs $900 to make, because the Xbox One costs a little less than $500 or $400 to make. That's not including the Kinect. So they are making a profit off of these consoles. But if they made the consoles to where they sold it for $500 but it cost $900 to make, it would look like Sergeant Johnson. But that is a fucking cutscene. That is a cutscene. That Uncharted thing, those graphics that you saw at E3, that Uncharted, those were cutscenes as well. So yeah, these aren't really next gen consoles, these are basically last gen consoles. And where would we get the best gaming experience is on last gen consoles, because the games look virtually the same as the next gen consoles, and developers are tailoring to these last gen consoles. So it wouldn't make sense to buy next gen console unless if there's an exclusive that you just really want to buy. But yeah, a lot of you are probably not going to agree with a lot of points in this video, and if you have any claims or discussions, leave it in the comment section below. But please make sure that it's an educated discussion. I am wrong a lot of the times, and I will admit when I do that. But if you say some shit like mac and cheese, nigga, that ain't mayo, that's dumb as fuck. Like, nigga, stop commenting dumb shit. But yeah, if you like the video, don't forget to comment. and rate and subscribe, because I will be posting more videos because I'm out of class and I just got done with a whole bunch of shit, and I'm very settled right now, so I can make videos probably every day. And yeah, this is Buddy Sean, and I will see you guys later.